Hi everybody, I'm Book Club Mom. Welcome to Book Talk. I'm here today to talk to you about, I went on a reading binge and I did this for my job. I did a program on fiction set in Pennsylvania, and I decided I was going to read as many books as I can during the month leading up to it of books set in Pennsylvania. So I read 6. And these are the titles, and today I'm just going to tell you about them just briefly, and maybe you'll be interested in them. You've probably already heard most of them. Some are kind of, were popular years ago, and some are classics. So let's get started. So the first one I read, I felt kind of left out. I have never read The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Chabotsky. It's set outside of Pittsburgh in a suburb, and it's the story of a boy named Charlie. He's a freshman in high school, and he's trying to navigate through his life. He has some issues, some things going on in his family that he doesn't fully understand, and he's really just trying to, he's kind of an introvert, even though he goes out a lot. He's on the sidelines, and so it's about learning to participate in life. So it's also a movie. If you're interested, I do plan to watch the movie. The trailer looked good to me. The next one I read, this is the third time I've read it. You either love or hate it, and The Catcher in the Rye by Jd Salinger. It takes place at the fictional Pensy Prep, and Holden Caulfield has just flunked out, and his parents don't know yet, and he's going through a crisis too. And he's telling the story about the days leading up into, he knows that he's been kicked out, and his parents don't know yet. They live in New York, and he just kind of goes, the next 3 days, he really just becomes unraveled. And I love the story. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Maybe because I'm a mom now, and you just kind of feel, I always feel for him at the end, and I just feel like, you just kind of want to save him. So, but not everybody likes that story at all. So, the next one is Rabbit Run by John Updike. And this is the story, it takes place in the fictional town of Brewer, Pennsylvania, and it's the first in the Rabbit series by Updike. The next one's, oops, I don't have that in front of me. The next one's Rabbit Redux, and oops, I had this already. Here we go. Rabbit Redux, Rabbit is rich and Rabbit at rest. So this is the story. His name is Rabbit, that's his nickname, and he's a former high school basketball star, and now he's married, and he and his wife have a young son, and his wife is about to expect her about to have their second baby, and he is just, he just is going through a crisis, and so he makes some pretty bad choices, and it's just the story of him, the effects of what he's done on the people around him. I liked it. It's a harder read. It's definitely not something you just breeze through, and kind of depressing. But I liked it, and I like John Updike's writing. I don't know, I've only read short stories by him, so I plan to go back and read the others, but not right away. He's written a ton of books though, but I meant I'll read the rest of the Rabbit books. Next book, The Lovely Bones by Alice Siebold. I actually listened to this one. It takes place in Norristown, PA, which is here, if you know the area. King of Prussia is not far from there. And the audiobook was narrated by the author. Alice Siebold did a great job. And this is the story of Susie Salmon. She's 14, and she, on her way home from school, is raped and murdered. And the story is the after of that. So she's the narrator, and she's talking about how it happened, but then it's really coming from her. She's up in her heaven, and she's watching her family cope with and make sense with of what has happened. I liked it very much. It's also a movie. Susan Sarandon's in it. She plays a grandmother in it. Trailer looked good, so I would probably watch that. This is The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards, and this is begins in 1964, and it takes place in Kentucky, but also Pittsburgh. And it's real quick. It's the story of a married couple. The husband's a doctor, and the wife is expecting their first child, and she goes into labor on a snowy night, and they rush. They can only get to the clinic where he works, and his nurse meets him there, and he ends up delivering the baby, and then, but there's a second baby, and the second baby, the first baby's a boy, the second baby is a girl, but she has Down syndrome, and he decides that he's going to tell, he hands the baby to his nurse and says, take this baby away, and then he tells his wife that the baby died. So, but the baby doesn't die. The nurse raises the baby, and so it's the story of the parallel lives, and how the secret really has just had the effect that it has on both groups. It's an excellent plot line in the beginning. The premise is excellent, but some of the storylines in the book are really crazy. So not my favorite. It was a little unbelievable, but I still did enjoy it. That's the second time I read it. And this one, I'm not going to talk about a lot because I just finished it and I want to talk intelligently about it. But Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I loved it. The story of a milkman dead. He's an African-American man growing up in Michigan, and I guess it starts in the, I should have looked this up, but it takes place in the 40s. It starts in the 1940s, I believe, and nope, sorry, 1931, and so it's kind of a journey for him to understand why his family is the way he is, and why his family is the way it is. And I loved it. I just don't want to talk about it too much because I'll kind of blabber about it, and I don't have coherent thoughts on it yet. So those are the books that I read, and at the end of this I'm going to show you just a few books that I found, so that you can take a look. Maybe it'll spark an interest for you. So I hope you're all doing well, and hope to see you again soon, and take care.